Coming up on today's wrestling news, Cody Rhodes and WWE are getting sued.
The wrestling world responds to the Vince McMahon Netflix trailer.
All the details on Hangman Page burning down Swerve's house.
And Bret Hart returns on WWE Monday Night Raw.
I'm Adam Wilward.
I've not been this excited since Jeff Jarrett turned up on Dynamite.
Here's the news. But let's talk about Cody and WWE getting sued then.
Wild.
Very interesting, this. So, punk rock musician Wesley Isold, apologies if I butchered that name there, filed a lawsuit on Wednesday of this week against Cody Rhodes, WWE and WWE's main merchandising partner, Fanatics. It was filed in a federal court in California and alleges trademark infringement, breach of contract, and intentional interference with contractual relations. Right, the whole story behind this is Isold is lead singer and co-founder of a band called American Nightmare. You can see where the conflict is here. They've been active on and off since 1998 and even toured last year. He holds a trademark registered in 2016 for American Nightmare for use in music, clothing, and entertainment services. Now, in 2019, March of 2019, Cody Rhodes applied to register the trademark The American Nightmare for wrestling-related activities. The two parties agreed to a settlement in 2021, March of 2021, ultimately allowing Rhodes to register the trademark. That was when he was with AEW. Obviously, he went to WWE a year later and he was allowed to use it there. Under the settlement, though, Rhodes was allowed to use American Nightmare on his merchandise under the condition that such items prominently used Rhodes' name, likeness, or wrestling-related imagery in a size at least 75% larger than the American Nightmare text. Rhodes also agreed to a one-time payment. And now, Isold is claiming that Rhodes, WWE, and Fanatics have violated that agreement by selling merchandise items that fail to meet those conditions. Basically, just massive American Nightmare things, which you might say, it's Cody Rhodes' American Nightmare, obviously not the band. So he is suing WWE, Fanatics, and Cody Rhodes as a result of that, and subsequently tweeted when this story was all over social media, courtesy of Post Wrestling on X. He quote tweeted their story saying, "Listen, you effing dolts. I already own the name. Doesn't matter who you like. They license it from me, then violated that agreement." So you sense already Cody stans may have been in his replies.
Yeah.
Interesting on this one.
Yeah, I don't know anything about, anything. Yeah. But especially when it comes to legal stuff, we're always very careful about like what we even speculate on, I guess. But this, you know what this reminds me of?
You'll find I have an A-level in law, so I'll take it from here.
Yeah, Wilbon's got this. This is the OTJ in every single respect, as long as none of our lawyers are watching this video. No, this reminds me a lot, and it's, of course, it's a wrestling example of the WWF versus WWF.
Yes.
Thing, where Vince McMahon was like, I promise, I barely even mention it, it would be World Wrestling Federation, especially when we come to the UK.
Yeah.
World Wrestling Federation, well, nobody will even remember our initial public. The WWF! And then by 2000...
There's no other! Screw that little panda!
Yeah, by 2002 they were like, hang on a second, and they were banged to rights, and it was inevitably going to happen. This sort of feels like it's going to go the same way, doesn't it? They've just sort of, like, it's a very wrestling thing to be like, yeah, promise. Turn around a second. Why? Just turn around a second. American Nightmare, American Nightmare, American Nightmare, American Nightmare. Like, you can even picture the belts, they now reproduce the Cody Rhodes weight belts, the t-shirts and all that. Not even with Cody's face on, but the American Nightmare tattoo.
Yeah.
Like, even, maybe that counts because it is such...
That's his, isn't it?
So ingrained with his wrestling persona, but like I can picture American Nightmare in the font, the whole deal. Without Cody Rhodes anywhere near it or the mention of Cody Rhodes. Like, that's for a judge to decide or a jury or however these things get worked out. But
it's going to end in a settlement, you feel.
You would think so, but you kind of do have to sort of sympathise and side with your man here, the originator. I think he can probably piece together enough circumstantial, at least, evidence that, like, he has a case.
I think he's been sitting on it going, keep going and see what happens.
Yeah, that's it. Kind of like it's a bit chicken, isn't it?
Yeah. American Nightmare's won the world title. Has he now?
Really? Well, that is interesting. Yeah. There'll be memes coming up out there of that screenshot of The Rock from the WrestleMania documentary. And I said, put Cody's face on the merchandise.
Yeah.
But
what's going to be this version of Get the F Out then? American Bad Dream. As we've always called him.
American Spooky Ghost when you sleep. Yes. We'll see how this goes. And as well, we say this about wrestlers renegotiating contracts. If you're in the situation, yes, it might seem scary to sue the big bad WWE, and it's like Cody Rhodes is entangled in all this as well. But it's not like they don't have money to clean this stuff up quickly.
Well, exactly.
So, like,
and also, it's not really Cody Rhodes' fault, is it? I doubt he's like personally drawing every single piece of merchandise.
I've seen aware of this guy before from the 2019 and the 2021.
He probably said,
demons.
watch out, because, do what he says, because he really holds the trademark. Like, yeah, I know where it's going. American Nightmare, featuring Cody Rhodes.
Yeah. Maybe they'll just make a deal and be like, give me the bus and we'll call it a draw.
Yeah.
Something, I don't know.
I get fair on weekends. It's going to be one of those ones where it goes one of two ways. This I see with my A level in law.
Indeed, yeah.
Either they do the classic, we're the big bad, we'll just make this court case go on for years and just drain all your resources.
Yeah.
Or, like you say, they go, I've got a few million quid just knocking about here in change, actually. You just want that? And we'll just call it square?
Sofa in the new Titan Tower, they just reach down and found it.
Yeah, they're selling it, aren't they?
Yeah. We will see how that turns out, and we will see how the Vince McMahon Netflix docu-series pans out. Based on the trailer, kind of feels like it's going to go one way. The trailer dropped last night. It's going to air on September 25th. It's going to be a 6-parter. It looks like from the trailer, again, go and check that out. It's available on YouTube and through every Twitter account you've seen. It's a really worthwhile view in this trailer. It features a sort of what appears to be like a chronological story of the life and times of Vince McMahon, the WWE impresario, and then at about 3/4 mark, it kind of like turns into a Netflix true crime trailer that you've
Wait a
seen.
second, was he a bad guy?
Yeah, like countless times they sort of fold in the scandals that McMahon survived while chairman of WWE.
Steroid trial, Benoit, etc.
Yeah, and then at the very end, it's like pull quotes from the current ongoing lawsuit with Janelle Grant. I suppose the usual content warnings do apply when you're watching this trailer if that's sort of a story you don't really want to go near. But it does feel like Netflix maybe are trying to thread the needle. This is just me speculating. Obviously, a lot of the documentary, as you will see from the trailer, was made pre these allegations. You see talking heads from Vince McMahon himself, The Rock, Stone Cold Steve Austin, Hulk Hogan, John Cena.
Yeah.
It's pretty much they have gotten everybody for this, and then all of a sudden there's a pivot, and it's just here's the scandal, here's the story. You even see Triple H passing comment on who the Vince McMahon you want to see is. They mention
Richard's on there, isn't he, as well?
Of course he is. So it does feel like it might go in one direction. Now, of course, this led to reactions from everybody within the wrestling community. I dare say you've had your thoughts yourself. Let us know in the comments below. But there was various Twitter accounts, and I think this kind of leads us into maybe where we're all settling on this thing. One sort of mentioned immediately, this will be as hard hitting as a pillow fight. Another said, it's actually remarkable that it only took the first line for my disappointment to be immeasurable, because of course there is lots within this trailer that puts over Vince McMahon as a legend of the business and all that. And there was another quote, I'm sorry, I just don't see that this is going to heavily dilute the actual controversies that have happened in McMahon's life, not to mention the most recent one. Even that one, I believe wholeheartedly, is not going to get the respect it deserves. This is of course rooted in the fact that this airs in September, and in January WWE moves Raw and almost everything else to Netflix. My speculation on this, and again, just my sort of opinion, I wonder if the Netflix chats were in the wheels in motion years ago, and they imagined in their head that it'd be a big documentary followed by and now you've enjoyed this, check out Raw in January as part of like one big corporate synergy rollout.
Exactly, yeah.
They can't do that anymore.
No.
So it does sort of feel like the stuff you really want the deep dive on might be more kid gloves.
Yes, I agree. And there were some, just to balance it out, there were some people saying, who knows, let's wait and see what happens until it comes out. They've referenced Chris Benoit straight out of the gate.
Yeah.
So they may well just be open to, they put like Madman up on the screen and things like that. So maybe they will really go in hard and just... And my concern, it would be like the second half of the 6th episode of like, oh, by the way, this is ongoing. We reported a while back that I think Janelle Grant or no representative of hers has actually been interviewed as a part of this. So that's disappointing.
Text on the screen, the case is ongoing, that sort of stuff.
Exactly, that's my concern with all this. It looks fascinating regardless, obviously. I love a Netflix documentary. Mine and my wife's Netflix pages are very different. It's like, hey, look, the new Emily in Paris has just dropped, and mine's like, do you want to watch the new murder thing or whatever?
I think even the worst, my take personally, the worst version of this feels like just a very significant event within our bubble. It will obviously pass that. I will be very interested to see how Netflix sort of charts its most viewed things, and I'll be very interested to see where this sits in terms of how the non-wrestling population takes to it, how much they care about Vince McMahon as a figure. I guess we're going to find that out, but I just feel like within our space, in the short term at least, it will be like event television. It will be the most kind of like talked about documentary release since the WrestleMania one.
Absolutely.
You know what I mean? There'll just be like lots of follow-up and
We'll
stuff
be
like
reacting to it, won't we?
Absolutely, yeah. So yeah, let us know what you think about that trailer in the comments.
I'm old. I just hope they drop them one episode at a time. I'm too old to be able to binge it all in one go.
Very much enjoying Only Murders in the Building on Disney Plus doing that at the moment. I was kind of raging because I didn't know that was happening, so we watched the first episode and then it was like, oh great, that's Umbrella episodes. 7 days.
What is this?
What has happened?
2005?
Yeah, and now, as a result, anticipation has gone through the roof.
But yeah, we'll bring you all reaction when that drops on September 25th. Right, let's talk a little bit more about Swerve's house being burned down by Hangman Page.
Just brilliant.
Yeah.
Incredible.
Obviously, everyone's talking about it following Dynamite this week in the build to All Out. And Fightful Select coming through with a great report on all the sort of backstage details on this. A small crew travelled, it's a weird sentence to say, a small crew travelled to help burn down Swerve's house. It did have professional supervision, thank God, because I was watching that burn behind Hangman going, is he all right sitting that close?
Yeah.
Apparently the angle, of course, had been planned for months. Many on the AEW roster didn't know it was happen, and Swerve actually tricked some people on there because when he did the big, a lot of us went,
Well, that one of them
alarm bells going off.
feel-good daytime shows, isn't it, where like, open your eyes, we've rebuilt your house, something like that, one of those lovely things.
It was just one of those ones where when Swerve was like, lifelong goal, I've bought my family home, everyone who's been avidly watching AEW went, well, that's not going to last very long. But apparently some people within AEW did get swerved by all this.
I want names. I want people that were just watching us. Oh my God, what's Hangman doing?
They congratulated Swerve and he actually kayfabed them and thanked them.
Brilliant.
Thanks. Can't wait to spend many years in there. You have to come over for a barbecue in a few weeks.
Inviting people around he doesn't like. Yep, going to be brilliant.
Now, I pointed out yesterday on the news, all the people who've been having a go at me when Tony D does some things on NXT, kidnapping people, killing people, that sort of thing. And people say, why aren't the police getting involved? And I said, well, you could never say anything about me, anything about this ever again. Well, apparently, there are storyline reasons as to why Hangman Page isn't in jail or on charges. One would assume Swerve's going to be like, I don't want you in jail. I want to get my hands on you on Saturday or whatever.
The police, presumably, have to understand and respect lights out and sanctioned rules.
Yes, exactly. Yeah, they're obviously going to main event All Out, as reported here by Fightful Select. Everyone in AEW is very happy, according to who Fightful Select has spoken to, with the angle and the way it was executed and the reception it has gotten. And just to clarify, to close this one off, because I saw Andy talking about this yesterday and many people arguing on Twitter, and that was when I went, well, time for bed, I guess. Yeah, for people thinking it wasn't the same house that was in Swerve's video and the one getting burned down, newsflash, houses have more than one side. It was the same house.
Was that a conversation?
Yeah, people said, well, if you look here, here's Swerve stood outside the house and there's a hedge. But where's the hedge here? Well, it's at the back of the house. You saw Hangman walk through the middle.
Like if it looked cool and he was, if it looked as cool as it did and he was burning down a 50-foot painting of the house, I'd be like, well, that looks awesome.
Yeah, it doesn't
I wouldn't
matter.
care if it wasn't a shoot house. People are
weird, but yeah.
Lost it.
Really interesting and a hell of a go-home angle ahead of All Out this weekend.
There was thankfully this didn't break like as quickly as the fire, but there was a fireman, a firefighter who was on site, I think, who posted a bit of a spoiler on Reddit like hours before. Hey guys, look what I've been working on, and kind of just forgot himself. And Reddit picked it up, but then it was deleted. So I think it didn't break in time for it to completely spoil it for everybody on Wednesday night when it aired. But yeah,
Was that, I can't remember his second name. I think his name was Sam. He was the hero next door, wasn't he? Because I knew his engine was bright and clean. That's right, isn't it?
Can we move to another hero next door, please? Because he'll be next door to where Monday Night Raw is hosted on Monday. Bret, the Hitman, motherfucking Hart.
Sorry, Ben Roy.
Is back on Raw on Monday. It's going to be his first appearance in WWE since the last time I had a chance to catch up with him, which was Clash at the Castle 2022.
Of course.
When he appeared in the crowd, obviously, for WWE's big return to the UK. I don't really know much about Bret, so I'm going to have to do my research after we get off this video. Nor do I know like who he's kind of like aligned with in pro wrestling these days and who he potentially might be involved in quite a significant story.
Yeah, or he pays homage to him on almost a weekly basis.
Yeah, don't know. Anyway, it's the Calgary Saddledome, the height, of course, of the legendary Canadian Stampede pay-per-view. It was first reported by Jackie Redmond, WWE's Canadian
She was as buzzing as we were.
Of course she was, man. She'll tell you what it's all about. And it was teased last week that Natalya was going to be making a return against Pure Fusion Collective, which makes sense, of course, with it being in Canada. But yes, Bret could just be sat in the crowd like he was at Clash at the Castle. He could be there to make a major announcement like he was, of course, at Double Nothing 2019 for AEW when he launched and became their first World Heavyweight Champion.
Him and his good pal Jack Whitehall.
or he could be there because on Monday's Raw, Drew McIntyre put CM Punk on a stretcher, and I'm really scared.
Yeah, you text me about this last night, this morning, saying he's going to be on there, Drew's going to kill him, and I suddenly went, oh God, he's right. Yeah. He's going to say, hey buddy, what's all that about, buddy? Sorry to our Canadian viewers. And Drew's going to Claymore his head off.
Drew McIntyre, CM Punk's my good friend, and I've made him a new pink and black bracelet.
Yeah, God.
I absolutely cannot wait for this. The Hitman was incredible. If you recall, in the remember his involvement in the CM Punk John Cena stuff in, I want to say 2012, when Punk had turned heel, and it must have been a thrill for Punk to be able to heel on Bret, who was cast as like John Cena's mate. Those promos the three of them had together were unbelievable.
John Cena, of course, helped Bret Hart fake a broken leg at one point.
He's got friends in the film industry.
Yeah.
My request to Triple H the game.
I agree with this wholeheartedly.
Second place Booker and Cooker of the Year for me this year.
After?
HBK, of course. Chef Sean. But no, my request to Triple H, because we know he watches, is please bring back Bret's proper music. They did a weird, it was like Proto Death Rebel, wasn't it? Came back in 2010, you heard that, what's that? What the hell is that?
Yeah.
And we just had to accept it because it was exciting to get him back. Nah, not anymore. I want Bret's proper music on Monday.
You're going to get the fans and do because Natalia's set to help out Lyra Valkyrie and Zelina Vega, isn't she, in the rivalry with Pure Distribution Collective. They put Natalia out first. Yes! Oh, it's Natalia! Great, good to see you.
Definitely here.
But when's Bret getting here? That's all I want to know. Yeah, he might even open the show. Who knows?
Yeah, possibly.
If he opens the show and then Drew comes out and I'm like, where's Bret gonna go?
Maybe they pay homage to Canadian Stampede and just line up every Canadian wrestler, bring them out one by one for the rise in pop, and Bret is like the last one or something. He's on the stage and all the Canadian wrestlers are giving him a big round of applause. Like there's tears in the crowd, there's tears in England, and then like Drew McIntyre's on stage claymores him.
Or just stand in a line, claymore.
I can't wait for this.
Yeah, cannot wait for this. What a few days of wrestling we got. All Out and then Bret Hart on Monday Night Raw. Can't wait for that. But let us know your thoughts on that, and if you'd like to see him get his head claymored off, in the comment section below. Everything we discussed in the comments. Like, share, subscribe, and while you're at it, why not check out this video right here. See you soon.